Hi everyone, Swanky Markets with the outlook for tomorrow, 18th of June. Not been an easy week this week, but hopefully you've learned how to stay out of bad moves by looking on different time frames for EMAs, support and resistance, things like that, and marking your EMAs on your 1 hour chart that are on the 4 hour or whatever, and that should keep you out of some things. So this is really a week for sitting on your hands. The famous saying is of a famous trader, I don't make my money from trading, I make my money from sitting on my hands. And that is very, very true. You make more money with patience than you actually do making trades, if you think about the logic in that. And I hope you do wait till after the news. You had the pound this morning, gave you a fakie. You had the Swissy this morning, gave you a fakie. If we will go through the two of them at the end of the video, and I'll show you what I mean. So anyway, not a lot of news tomorrow, so maybe a slow day, may not, but there's no news to catapult anything, no major news anyway. Anyway, the pound dollar price is breaking above major resistance on the weekly. This is the daily. On the daily we are, well, it depends where your fib is. On the smaller fib you've closed above the 61.8 and you're finding resistance off the 76.4. If you go to the larger fib, from the very top of the move, price still has not broken the 50%. So you want to be careful on it. You can see price is knocking its head off that door. It came back today and retested 147.75, actually went lower and came right back up again. It is closing, looks like it might close above the daily 365. So how are we going to play this tomorrow? Well, this is it on a 4 hour. You pull this down a little bit and you can see it. There we go. Right, so what you can do three things. If you're very, very conservative, you can wait for a break of this and then get in on the retest, but be careful, the 300 to 365 is just there and you may have a bounce right back down to here again, 36. It may come actually down below it, so or else you can wait for a break of that 365 and then up. This is all if you think it's going to go long, or you can wait for price to come back down to 147.47 area, which is 50% of the fib. Might spike below it, might around there. That'll be a big point and should go back up again, because if we look at these moves, if you were to fib all these three moves, this is the third wave, price has bounced off 50% of the fib on the whole way up. So this trend line is being respected. So if you believe it's going to go long, I would be try and get a move there. You might only get back here to 147.75. If you get back to 147.75, you will be 61 pips up by the time it gets there, and you will be nearly 100 by the time it gets back up there. That's if you consider it's going to go long. Should you be short biased, you want to wait for a break of this, a close below this trend line. We had a fakie here. If it closes below again, it might not be a fakie. So just be very, very careful on this. Okay, euro dollar, it is broken. We knew it was broken, retested today, and has now gone long again. If this gets up to 126, I'll be very interested in shorting it. If we look on the hourly today, this is the hourly. Price was here this morning, news came out, boom, shot up, has done nothing all day since. This is over 2 hours and it's not really done a lot, it's hovered. So be very careful on this pair as well. But if this 126, 125, 126 area, I'm looking to get in short on that pair. Swissy came down, it broke our area today, it hovered around here for a while and then piled on through. So this could be heading for 1088, which is the previous resistance, which could now be support. It's pinging off the 89 EMA. So it just broke that line in the sand. It did stall, had a little bounce. So move on, next one. If you think this may go further down and you want to get into this, I'm in this short today. Well, you can consider either a break of the 50% here, which is also a break of this 89, and should you get a retest on a 4 hour or 1 hour, then get in it to go short down to 1088. Tomorrow's Friday, Swiss National Bank might come back in, we don't know. But the Swiss is getting stronger because of Russia. Russia is buying all the Swiss. It's adding the Swiss franc to its basket, and it's also adding the CAD and the Aussie dollar to its basket of US dollars. So that's the Russians that are doing all of this. Aussie dollar on the daily. Okay, Aussie dollar on the daily. Price for the past few days, it has really been testing this. This here is the weekly 55 EMA. This is the daily 55 EMA. Just above we have the 200. Bollinger Bands are wide open. Stocks are turning back up. This might break. So if this holds tonight, then look. If this does not break tonight, then look for clues tomorrow. So what you could do is you could take this daily, switch it down to a 4-hour, and you could look for clues when this trend line breaks. You could look for clues on that, or wait for this CP to break, wherever your CP is tomorrow. But on the daily, this is giving all the signs of going up even further, and this is hitting the 61.8 of the fib as well. So keep an eye on that. So we got the CAD. Those of us who are in short on the CAD, let's go to the daily. Price came back and retested our line today, got rejected. I was saying last night we need a close in here now. Bollinger Bands are wide open, stocks are turning. Last night they were a little bit up, turning right down tonight, and we need a daily close below this trend line. So these are two shooting stars, which signifies price is going to go further down. Stocks are turning, Bollinger Bands are down, EMAs are turning. The 55 is looking like it's going to cross back over the 89, and we already have an 821 cross. So just be careful on this pair, but that is what you want, is a break below that trend line on a 4-hour. You can see where that trend line is there on a 4-hour. What you would do, because we've had fakies here that are around the same level, is you just simply draw a trend line there, and what you want is you want that a 4-hour to close below that. So that's what you want to do on that. So that is what we're in on the CAD. US dollar yen moved away nice today. Those of us who got in this, and then tomorrow if you want to get in this US dollar yen, this looks like it's got further to fall. Let's go on to the daily. Stocks are turning down, however our Bollinger Bands are closing, which gives me a little bit, just makes you a little bit, thinking a little bit. Let me get I've got notes on this somewhere when I analysed this earlier, and oh yeah. So anyway, we got in this today. On my other platform I had this drawn slightly different. I had it up here, I think, on my other platform today. Anyway, it broke, retested, got in. So a nice move down. It just hovered around for 8 hours, and then boom, down it went. I didn't quite get in on this candle. I think I got in on this candle here, and then I had to wait for this candle to fall away. EMAs are starting to turn down though on the 4-hour. Price pinged off 90.49, which line was there last night. We can see where it found its resistance from to the pip. If you want to get in this, look for a pullback to 91 and 91.20 tomorrow. If we get a pullback to this around this level here tomorrow, this is 91.17. If we get a pullback to that tomorrow, I would look to short there. Should that happen, it may not, or else this is a 4-hour. If this breaks tomorrow in a retest, you might want to go in there. So we'll have to see. Okay, euro yen 4-hour. This is there, little fakey back in, bouncing off this trend line, leaving it alone. Depends on what the euro does. The Aussie yen, this looks like it wants to go down. However, the Aussie dollar is what is making me a little bit skeptical on this. Obviously, whatever the Aussie dollar does, this is going to do. Whatever the euro dollar does, the Aussie dollar is going to do. So they're all joined. And obviously what the euro yen does is going to be what the euro dollar does. So we got a lot of EMAs here, a lot of wood. So be really, really careful on this. If it gets up to 80.20 tomorrow, I may be interested. Here I will be interested in shorting for a nice scalp, maybe 40, 50 pips, but that's if it gets there. It's got this resistance at 79.15 yet to break, so be careful on it. Look at the Aussie dollar. Pound, euro pound, gone nowhere today. As you can see, up down, that's where it is. You could draw, we got a pennant forming here on the 1-hour, and this could be a nice break tomorrow. So we got this here maybe tonight, so be careful on this pair, but we got a nice pattern forming there, nice and tight. So this should move 33 pips when it breaks. This pair, doesn't move as much as the others, but some brokers offer you twice the amount. Pound yen hasn't really gone anywhere today. It's broken up, it's retested, it's retesting again, hasn't really gone anywhere. Tomorrow it might. It depends on what the pound dollar does, so keep an eye on that. Stocks have turned down, however our Bollinger Bands are pointing up. MACD is slightly lower. On the 4-hour we can see it hasn't really done a lot today, and if we go to the 1-hour, it's just hovered up, down, pinged off this trend line again, bang. This is an energy point where a trend line meets a pivot, or a trend line meets another trend line, or previous support and resistance, or a fib level, all known as trend lines. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I said I'd go through the Swissy, so let me get that up. 1 second.